Captain Lisa Morgan stood on the bridge of the UES Thunderstrike and watched the stars through the main window. The massive ship floated silently behind Jupiter, where no one could see it. 3 months had passed since the aliens first talked to Earth, and everything seemed peaceful down there. Lisa touched the control panel in front of her. The Thunderstrike was the biggest ship humans had ever built. It stretched 15 kilometers from front to back and carried enough weapons to destroy a small moon. Most people on Earth did not even know it existed. The government kept it secret for good reasons. Lieutenant Beth Williams sat at her station nearby. She wore headphones and listened to radio signals from all over the solar system. Beth had been doing this job for 2 years, and she was very good at it. Today she looked worried about something. "Captain, I am getting some strange signals again," Beth said. She took off her headphones and turned to face Lisa. "The alien ships are talking to each other a lot more than usual." Lisa walked over to Beth's station. The screen showed many different radio waves coming from the alien fleet near Earth. There were over 50 alien ships now, and more arrived every week. Earth's leaders thought this was normal for a peaceful meeting between species. "What are they saying?" Lisa asked. Beth shook her head. "I cannot understand their language yet, but the computer is working on it. The patterns look like military talk, though. Short messages back and forth very quickly." Commander Kate Sullivan heard this from her own station. Kate was in charge of intelligence work on the ship. She had been studying the aliens since they first arrived. Kate stood up and walked over to join Lisa and Beth. "Captain, I have been thinking about this for weeks," Kate said. "Something does not feel right about these aliens. They say they want peace, but they brought a lot of ships for a simple meeting." Lisa nodded. She had the same feeling, but could not prove anything yet. The aliens called themselves the Galactic Harmony Initiative. They said they wanted to invite humanity to join their peaceful group of species. 3 different alien races had come together for this meeting. The leader was an elf-like woman named Zarathel. She had long silver hair and spoke very politely to human leaders. Her people called themselves the Silvani Collective. They looked almost human, except for their pointed ears and the way they never seemed to age. The second group was led by Commander Veltara. She had blue skin with glowing marks that changed colors when she talked. Her people were called the Azurian Republic. They were known for being excellent pilots and engineers. The third leader was Dr. Cassandra from the Ethereal Dominion. She was tall and thin with skin that looked like crystal. Her people were supposed to be great doctors and scientists. All 3 groups claimed they only wanted to help humanity. They offered to share their technology for medicine and clean energy. Earth's President Amy Carter was very excited about this opportunity, but Lisa had orders to stay hidden and watch everything. Admiral Helen Ross from Space Command had been very clear about this. The Thunderstrike was Earth's secret weapon, and it had to stay that way until they knew more about these aliens. Dr. Nina Hayes worked at the science station on the bridge. She had been studying everything the aliens shared with Earth. Nina was one of the smartest people Lisa had ever met. Today, Nina looked upset about something she had found. "Captain, can I show you something?" Nina asked. She brought up a display on the main screen. "The aliens gave Earth some new medicines last week. I have been looking at them very carefully." The screen showed pictures of tiny molecules and DNA patterns. Lisa did not understand most of it, but she could tell Nina had found something important. "These medicines will help people get better from diseases," Nina continued. "But they also do something else. They change human DNA in small ways. After a few years, people who take these medicines will be different." "Different how?" Lisa asked. "More calm, less likely to fight or argue, more willing to follow orders from authority figures," Nina explained. "It is very subtle, but it would make humans easier to control." Kate heard this, and her face went pale. "That sounds like they are preparing to take over Earth without firing a single shot." Lisa felt a cold feeling in her stomach. If this was true, then Earth was in terrible danger. The aliens were not coming in peace like they claimed. They were invaders who used tricks instead of weapons. Beth suddenly put her headphones back on and started typing very fast. "Captain, the computer just translated some of the alien messages. You need to hear this right now." She put the translation on the main screen. The words made everyone on the bridge go quiet. Phase 2. Preparation complete. Human leadership fully convinced of peaceful intentions. Recommend proceeding to Phase 3 within 2 weeks. Population compliance enhancement showing expected results in test subjects. Another message appeared below it. Confirmed. All strike groups in position. Orbital bombardment platforms ready. Biological weapons deployed and active in major population centers. Awaiting final authorization for conquest phase. Lisa stared at the messages and felt her heart beating fast. Earth was about to be invaded and conquered. The peaceful aliens were actually dangerous enemies who had been planning this for months. How long do we have? Lisa asked. Kate looked at her computer. Based on these messages, maybe 2 weeks before they drop the act and start taking over. Earth has no idea what is coming. Lisa made a decision that would change everything. She walked to her captain's chair and sat down. The Thunderstrike had been built for exactly this kind of situation. Earth needed to know the truth, and they needed to know it now. Beth, prepare an encrypted message to Admiral Ross. Tell her everything we have learned. Kate, I want you to start planning how we can help Earth fight back. Nina, keep studying those alien medicines and find a way to stop what they do. She looked out at the stars again. Somewhere out there was Earth, with billions of people who had no idea they were about to become slaves. But they also had the Thunderstrike, and Lisa was not going to let her home planet fall without a fight. The peaceful aliens were about to learn that humans could be very dangerous when someone threatened their family. The alien embassy in Geneva looked peaceful from the outside. News cameras showed people from all over the world coming to meet the friendly visitors from space. Ambassador Zarathel smiled and shook hands with world leaders, while photographers took pictures. She wore flowing white robes that made her look like an angel. But Captain Lisa Morgan knew the truth now. She sat in her command chair aboard the Thunderstrike and watched the news feeds with growing anger. Every handshake and every smile was a lie. The aliens were playing a game, and Earth was losing badly. Captain, we have a problem, Commander, Kate Sullivan said. She had been working all night to decode more alien messages. The fleet size has doubled in the past week. We now count over 100 ships in our solar system. Lisa turned to look at Kate's display. Red dots showed where each alien ship was positioned. They had spread out all through the solar system in what looked like a random pattern, but Lisa could see it was actually a trap. Every escape route from Earth was covered. They are getting ready to close the net, Lisa said quietly. Lieutenant, Beth Williams had been listening to alien communications for 3 days straight. She had dark circles under her eyes, but she would not stop working. The computer had learned more of their language and the messages were getting clearer. Captain, they are talking about something called Operation Harvest, Beth reported. It sounds like they have done this before to other planets. Dr. Nina Hayes looked up from her science station. She had been studying the pattern of alien behavior for weeks. I think I know how they do it. They find a new species and make contact peacefully. They offer gifts and technology while secretly studying the target population. Then they weaken them slowly before taking over. How many worlds have they conquered this way? Lisa asked. Nina checked her computer. Based on their communications, at least 26 different planets. They have been doing this for hundreds of years. Kate pulled up more information on her screen. Each of the 3 alien species has a specific job in the conquest. The Sylvani are the diplomats who convince people to trust them. The Azurians handle space combat and orbital attacks. The Ethereals manage biological warfare and population control. Lisa felt sick thinking about all those worlds full of people who had trusted the wrong aliens. Now Earth was next on their list. She stood up and walked to the main display showing the alien embassy. Ambassador Zarathel was giving a speech about peace and friendship between species. She spoke about sharing knowledge and growing together as one galactic community. The human diplomats nodded and smiled. They believed every word. She is very good at lying, Lisa said. The Sylvani have had centuries of practice, Kate replied. Their long lives let them perfect the art of manipulation. They study each species for years before making contact. Beth suddenly sat up straight at her station. Captain, urgent message coming in. It is from Commander Veltara to her fleet commanders. The translation appeared on screen. All strike groups report readiness status. Phase 3 authorization expected within 72 hours. Remind all personnel that human military response is expected to be minimal based on psychological profiles. Another message followed immediately. Dr. Kessiandra reports compliance enhancement ahead of schedule. Human leadership showing expected docility increases. Recommend advancing timeline. Lisa realized they were running out of time faster than expected. The aliens thought humans would be easy to defeat. They had no idea about the Thunderstrike or Earth's real military capabilities. Nina, what can you tell me about their ships? Lisa asked. Nina brought up technical scans on her display. They use standard galactic technology, energy shields, plasma weapons, faster than light drives, very advanced by most standards, but nothing we have not seen before in our simulations. What about their numbers? That is their main advantage. They have over 100 ships, and Earth's official fleet only has 12 vessels. The aliens think this makes victory certain. Kate smiled. For the first time in days, they do not know about our ship. Lisa nodded. The Thunderstrike had been built in secret over 10 years. It used experimental technology that no other species had ever seen. Quantum weapons, adaptive armor, gravity manipulation systems. The aliens had no idea what they would be facing. Beth, any word from Admiral Ross? Lisa asked. She received our message and is analyzing the intelligence. Admiral Ross says to maintain position and radio silence until ordered otherwise. Lisa understood. The strategy. If Earth confronted the aliens now, they would just start the invasion immediately. Better to let them think their plan was working while preparing a surprise. Dr. Nina worked at her computer, analyzing more alien technology. Captain, I found something interesting in their medical data. The compliance drugs they have been giving to humans have a weakness. What kind of weakness? They work slowly and can be reversed if we act fast enough. I think I can make an antidote using our medical replicators. That was good news, but Lisa knew it might not matter soon. If the aliens started their invasion in 3 days, there would not be time to cure everyone who had been affected. Commander Veltara appeared on a news feed from her ship. She was giving an interview about Azurian culture and their peaceful exploration of space. She talked about how her people loved art and music and wanted to share beauty with humans. More lies, Kate said. Intelligence reports show the Azurians are actually a warrior culture. They specialize in orbital bombardment and have destroyed the atmospheres of several planets. Beth received another intercepted message. Dr. Kessa Andra is requesting permission to deploy additional biological agents. She wants to test something called neural pacification compounds on major population centers. Lisa had heard enough. These aliens were monsters who had perfected the art of conquest through deception. They had done this to dozens of other worlds, and now they thought Earth would be just as easy. How long before we can contact Admiral Ross? Again? Lisa asked. Our next scheduled communication window is in 6 hours, Beth replied. Good. Kate, I want you to prepare a complete intelligence report on alien fleet positions and capabilities. Nina, work on that antidote and figure out how to mass-produce it quickly. Beth, keep monitoring their communications and let me know if anything changes. Lisa looked out at the stars again. Somewhere behind Jupiter's massive bulk, the alien fleet was preparing to enslave humanity. They thought they were clever and that their plan was perfect. But they had made one critical mistake. They assumed humans would react like all the other species they had conquered. They expected Earth to surrender quickly when faced with overwhelming odds. The aliens were about to learn that humans were different. When someone threatened their home and their families, humans did not surrender. They fought back with everything they had. And right now, everything they had included a 15-kilometer-long warship that the aliens did not even know existed. Lisa smiled as she thought about the surprise waiting for them. The peaceful invasion was about to become a real war. The moment Captain Lisa Morgan had been dreading finally arrived. Lieutenant Beth Williams looked up from her communications station with fear in her eyes. She had been monitoring alien transmissions all morning, and the messages were getting more urgent. Captain, they are moving to the final phase, Beth announced. All alien ships are taking attack positions around Earth. Commander Veltara just ordered her fleet to power up weapons systems. Lisa stood up from her command chair. Through the main window, she could see Jupiter's swirling clouds. The Thunderstrike had been hiding behind the giant planet for 3 months, waiting for this moment. Now it was time to act. How long do we have? Lisa asked. Commander Kate Sullivan checked her tactical display. Based on their communications, the attack will begin in approximately 4 hours. They want to coordinate with the signing ceremony. Lisa felt her heart sink. President Amy Carter was supposed to sign the Galactic Protection Treaty today in front of the whole world. The ceremony was meant to celebrate humanity joining the galactic community. Instead, it would be the moment Earth surrendered its freedom. Beth, open a secure channel to Admiral Helen Ross at Space Command. Use the emergency protocols. Beth worked quickly at her controls. Channel open, Captain. Admiral Ross is standing. Aye. Admiral Ross appeared on the main screen. She looked tired and worried. Behind her, Lisa could see the bustling activity of Earth's military command center. Captain Morgan, please tell me you have good news, Admiral Ross said. I am afraid not, Admiral. The aliens are beginning their final attack in 4 hours. They plan to coordinate it with the treaty signing ceremony. Admiral Ross closed her eyes for a moment. We intercepted some of their communications here, too. The situation is worse than we thought. How many ships are we facing? Over 300 now, Admiral. They have been arriving in small groups to avoid suspicion. The entire alien armada is in position around Earth. And our official fleet? 12 ships, Admiral. All of them older designs with conventional weapons. Admiral Ross was quiet for a long moment. Lisa knew what she was thinking. Earth's official military stood no chance against those odds. The aliens had planned this perfectly. Captain Morgan, I am authorizing Operation Thunder. You are cleared to reveal the Thunder Strike and engage the enemy fleet. Lisa felt a rush of excitement and fear. Operation Thunder was the secret plan they had hoped never to use. It would expose Earth's hidden military capabilities to the galaxy. Understood, Admiral. What about the treaty ceremony? I will handle that. The moment you begin your attack, we will warn President Carter about the alien deception. It will cause panic, but we have no choice. Dr. Nina Hayes spoke up from her science station. Admiral, I have developed an antidote for the alien compliance drugs. If we can get it to Earth's medical facilities, we can reverse the effects on the population. Send me the formula immediately, Admiral Ross ordered. We will begin mass production right away. The transmission ended, and Lisa turned to address her crew. The bridge of the Thunderstrike was buzzing with activity as everyone prepared for battle. These men and women had trained for this moment, but had never expected it to really happen. All hands, this is the captain, Lisa announced over the ship's communication system. Today, we face an enemy that threatens our home world. They think humans are weak and will surrender easily. Let us show them how wrong they are. Major Claire Adams at the weapons station powered up the ship's main guns. Quantum disruptor cannons online, Captain. Gravity well generators ready. All weapon systems showing green. Lieutenant Commander Rachel Stone from Engineering reported. Next. Reactor at full power, Captain. Adaptive armor systems active. All ship functions nominal. Kate checked her tactical screens one more time. Enemy fleet positions confirmed. They have divided into 3 main groups. Sylvani ships are maintaining diplomatic positions near Earth. Azurian attack vessels are spread throughout the inner solar system. Ethereal ships are clustered around the outer planets. Lisa nodded. The alien formation made sense for their kind of warfare. The Sylvani would coordinate the attack while appearing peaceful. The Azurians would handle the actual fighting. The Ethereals would prevent anyone from escaping to get help. Beth, put me on all Earth communication channels. It is time to introduce ourselves. Beth worked at her controls. All channels open, Captain. You are broadcasting to Earth and the alien fleet. Lisa took a deep breath. What she said next would change everything. This is Captain Lisa Morgan of the UES Thunderstrike addressing all vessels in the Sol system. The ship you are about to see has been hidden behind Jupiter for the past 3 months. We have been monitoring your communications, and we know about your planned invasion. On Earth, President Carter was just stepping up to sign the treaty when her aide whispered urgently in her ear. The president's face went white as she learned the truth about their alien visitors. Ambassador Zarathel stood nearby with a polite smile. She had been waiting for this moment for months. The treaty would give her people legal authority over Earth's government. But something was wrong. President Carter had stopped moving toward the signing table. We also know about the compliance. Drugs you have been spreading through our population? Lisa continued her broadcast. Your peaceful invasion ends now. I am ordering all alien vessels to leave our solar system immediately. Commander Veltara was on the bridge of her flagship when the human transmission came through. She laughed when she heard the demands. One human ship against her entire fleet was not even worth worrying about. "Continue with the attack plan," Veltara ordered her subordinates. "Whatever ship they have, it cannot stand against 300 vessels." Dr. Cassiandra received the transmission on her medical ship near Neptune. She was confused about where this human vessel had come from. Her people had scanned the entire solar system and found only Earth's small official fleet. Back on the Thunderstrike, Lisa gave her final warning. "You have 10 minutes to begin withdrawing from our system. After that, we will consider you hostile invaders and respond accordingly." She ended the transmission and turned to her crew. "Kate, show me their response." Alien communications channels immediately lit up with activity. The three species were arguing among themselves about this unexpected development. They had not planned for any human resistance beyond Earth's known military forces. "They are not withdrawing," Kate reported. "Commander Veltara is ordering her ships to attack positions. She thinks one human ship is not a threat." Lisa smiled grimly. The aliens were about to learn their first lesson about humanity. Humans did not make threats they could not back up. "All stations, prepare for combat. Rachel, take us out from behind Jupiter. Let them get a good look at what they are facing." The Thunderstrike began moving. Its massive engines came to life and pushed the 15-kilometer-long ship out from behind the giant planet. As it emerged into open space, sunlight reflected off its armored hull. On Earth, space tracking stations detected the huge ship immediately. News broadcasts interrupted regular programming to show the mysterious vessel. Humanity was learning that they had a secret protector. Commander Veltara watched her main screen as the human ship came into view. Her confidence began to fade when she saw how large it was. The Thunderstrike was bigger than any vessel in her fleet. "What kind of weapons does it carry?" she asked her tactical officer. "Unknown configuration, Commander. The design does not match any known technology in our databases." Ambassador Zarathel abandoned her diplomatic mask completely. She stood in the Geneva embassy and stared at news footage of the Thunderstrike. Her careful plan was falling apart. "General Zarathel to all commanders," she transmitted to her fleet. "Change of plans. Begin the attack immediately. Do not let that ship reach Earth." But it was too late. The Thunderstrike was already moving toward the inner solar system, and Captain Lisa Morgan was ready to show the galaxy what happened when someone threatened humanity's home. The first alien attack came from Commander Veltara's fastest ships. 50 Azurian fighters raced toward the Thunderstrike with weapons blazing. Their plasma cannons lit up space with bright blue energy beams that should have torn through any normal vessel. Captain Lisa Morgan watched calmly as the enemy fire struck her ship's adaptive armor. The experimental plating absorbed the energy and actually grew stronger from each hit. Within seconds, the Thunderstrike's hull had adapted to resist Azurian plasma weapons completely. "Return fire," Lisa ordered. Major Claire Adams smiled as she targeted the enemy fighters. Quantum disruptor cannons locked on target, firing. The Thunderstrike's main weapons were unlike anything the aliens had ever seen. Instead of energy beams or projectiles, they fired bursts of quantum energy that tore apart matter at the molecular level. The first salvo completely destroyed 10 Azurian fighters in seconds. Commander Veltara stared at her tactical display in shock. Her ships were some of the most advanced in the galaxy, but they had been destroyed like toys. She had never seen weapons that powerful before. "All ships, spread formation and attack from multiple angles," she ordered. "Do not let them target too many of us at once." But Lisa had expected this response. She turned to Lieutenant Commander Rachel Stone at the engineering station. "Rachel, activate the gravity well generators." Rachel's fingers flew over her controls. "Gravity wells online, Captain, creating artificial gravity fields around enemy formation." The Thunderstrike's gravity weapons were even more unusual than its disruptor cannons. They could create powerful, gravitational fields anywhere within several thousand kilometers. Suddenly, the Azurian fighters found themselves being pulled together into tight groups. "What is happening?" Veltara demanded. "Why are my ships losing formation?" Her tactical officer looked confused. "Unknown gravitational anomalies, Commander. Our ships are being pulled off course by artificial gravity fields." Claire took advantage of the clustered enemies. "Targets grouped together, Captain. Firing quantum burst." A single shot from the Thunderstrike's main gun created a chain reaction that destroyed 20 more fighters. The quantum energy spread from ship to ship like lightning, tearing apart their molecular bonds. Dr. Cassandra watched the battle from her position near Neptune. She had been confident that her allies could handle one human ship, but now she was not so sure. The ethereal decided to try her own approach. "Releasing biological weapon cloud," she announced to her crew. "Target the human vessel directly." A cloud of deadly spores shot out from her ship toward the Thunderstrike. These microscopic weapons could pass through most ship hulls and kill any organic life inside within minutes. Dr. Susan Blake at the medical station detected the incoming biological attack. "Captain, enemy biological weapons approaching. Sealing all hull breaches and activating air filtration systems." But Susan had prepared for this possibility. During the 3 months of hiding, she had studied captured alien technology and developed countermeasures. The Thunderstrike's air systems immediately began producing an antidote that neutralized the spores. "Biological attack neutralized," Susan reported. "No effect on crew." Dr. Cassandra could not believe her sensors. The human ship had somehow made itself immune to ethereal biological weapons. This was supposed to be impossible. Meanwhile, Ambassador Zarathel had dropped all pretense of diplomacy. She stood on the bridge of her command ship and coordinated the alien response. Her long experience in galactic warfare told her they needed to overwhelm the human ship quickly. "All Sylvani vessels, prepare psychic assault," she ordered. "Target the human crew directly." The Sylvani had one more weapon that no other species possessed. They could use their mental abilities to attack enemy minds across space. Confusion, fear, and despair could be projected directly into enemy thoughts. "Commander." Kate Sullivan detected the psychic attack beginning. "Captain, enemy mental assault incoming. All crew should prepare for psychological effects." But once again, the aliens had underestimated human nature. Instead of being weakened by fear, the crew of the Thunderstrike became angry. The thought of aliens trying to invade their minds just made them fight harder. "Mental attack has no significant effect," Kate reported. "Crew morale actually improving." Lisa was not surprised. Humans had always been difficult to control mentally. Their chaotic thoughts and strong emotions made them resistant to psychic manipulation. "Claire, target the Sylvani command ship. Let's send Ambassador Zarathel a personal message." "Target locked, Captain. Firing." The quantum disruptor beam struck Zarathel's ship directly. The elegant vessel's shields collapsed and its hull began to crack. The Sylvani general barely escaped in a smaller ship as her flagship exploded. Commander Veltara realized that standard tactics were not working. She decided to try something desperate. "All remaining ships, ramming attack. Overwhelm them with our numbers." Over 100 alien vessels charged directly at the Thunderstrike. Even if they could not destroy it with weapons, surely the impact of so many ships would cause critical damage. Lisa saw the enemy strategy immediately. "Rachel, prepare for emergency maneuvers. Claire, switch to area effect weapons." The Thunderstrike suddenly accelerated directly toward the incoming alien fleet. Instead of trying to avoid the ramming attack, Lisa was charging right into it. The aliens had expected the human ship to try to escape. "Gravity well generators to maximum power," Lisa ordered. "Create a debris field." Rachel activated every gravity generator on the ship simultaneously. The massive gravitational forces grabbed asteroids, space dust, and destroyed alien ships, pulling them together into a huge cloud of debris around the Thunderstrike. When the ramming attack reached them, the alien ships smashed into thousands of pieces of rock and metal instead of hitting the human vessel. The improvised debris field destroyed most of the attacking fleet while the Thunderstrike passed through safely. Commander Veltara watched in horror as her remaining ships were torn apart by the debris cloud. In less than an hour, her fleet of 300 vessels had been reduced to fewer than 50 survivors. Dr. Cassandra tried one final desperate attack. "Activating planetary bombardment system. If we cannot defeat their ship, we will destroy their home world." Massive energy beams shot out from the surviving ethereal vessels toward Earth. These weapons were designed to crack planets open and boil away their atmospheres. Even if humanity won this battle, their world would be dead. But Lisa had been waiting for this move. "Claire, intercept those bombardment beams with gravity lensing." The Thunderstrike's gravity generators created powerful fields that bent space itself. The alien bombardment beams were deflected away from Earth and scattered harmlessly into space. "Bombardment neutralized," Claire reported. "Earth is safe." Dr. Cassie Andra stared at her instruments in complete disbelief. The human ship had somehow redirected planet-killing weapons using gravity manipulation. This level of technology should not exist. Ambassador Zarathel transmitted to all surviving alien ships. "General retreat. All vessels withdraw immediately. We have lost this battle." But Lisa was not finished yet. She had one more demonstration to make. "Rachel, prepare the reactor overload sequence. Set it for partial discharge." Rachel looked surprised. "Captain, that is extremely dangerous. If we miscalculate, we could destroy ourselves. I know the risks. Do it anyway." The Thunderstrike's reactor began building up massive energy. Warning lights flashed all over the bridge as power levels climbed toward critical. This was humanity's most dangerous characteristic on display. They were willing to risk everything to protect their home. "Reactor at critical overload," Rachel announced. "Ready to discharge." Lisa opened a channel to the surviving alien ships. "This is your final warning. Leave our solar system now, or we will detonate our reactor and take half your fleet with us." The aliens had seen enough. A species willing to commit suicide rather than surrender was too dangerous to fight. The remaining ships began jumping to faster-than-light speed, fleeing the Sol system as quickly as possible. Lisa watched them go and finally allowed herself to relax. "Stand down from critical overload. Secure from battle stations." The first battle was over, but she knew this was just the beginning. Word would spread throughout the galaxy about what had happened here. Humanity had announced itself to the universe in the most dramatic way possible. Earth was no longer a helpless target, waiting to be conquered. They had proven they could defend themselves against overwhelming odds. The alien fleet limped away from Earth in defeat, but Captain Lisa Morgan knew the victory was not complete. 50 enemy ships still remained in the outer solar system, regrouping near Pluto. Ambassador Zarathel was trying to salvage something from her failed invasion. "Captain, incoming transmission from the alien fleet," Lieutenant Beth Williams announced. "It is from General Zarathel herself." Lisa straightened in her command chair. "Put her on screen, Beth." The main display showed Zarathel standing on the bridge of a damaged Sylvani vessel. Her elegant robes were torn, and her silver hair was disheveled. The mask of peaceful diplomacy had been completely abandoned. This was a military commander who had just suffered her first major defeat. "Captain Morgan," Zarathel said with barely controlled anger. "You have made a serious mistake today. The Galactic Harmony Initiative has conquered 26 worlds using our methods. We have never failed before." "There is a first time for everything," Lisa replied calmly. "Your invasion has been defeated. I suggest you leave our system while you still can." Zarathel's eyes flashed with fury. "You think one victory makes you safe? We will return with a larger fleet. We will bring allies who specialize in destroying stubborn species like yours." Commander Kate Sullivan leaned forward at her intelligence station. "Captain, I am detecting massive energy signatures from their remaining ships. They are powering up something big." Dr. Nina Hayes checked her science readings. "It looks like they are preparing some kind of final attack. Energy levels are off the charts." Lisa felt a chill of worry. A desperate enemy was often the most dangerous kind. She had hoped the aliens would retreat completely, but apparently they wanted to leave one last deadly message. Commander Veltara appeared beside Zarathel on the transmission. Her blue skin was darkened with anger, and her bioluminescent markings pulsed rapidly. "Human, you have humiliated the Azurian fleet today. Before we leave, we will demonstrate what happens to species who resist the initiative." Dr. Cassie Andra joined them, her crystalline features reflecting the bridge lights coldly. "Our biological weapons may not affect your ship, but they will work perfectly on your planet. We will leave Earth as a lifeless warning to other worlds." Lisa realized what they were planning. The remaining alien ships were going to launch everything they had at Earth in one final suicidal attack. Even if they could not conquer the planet, they would make sure humanity could not enjoy their victory. "All stations battle alert," Lisa ordered. "They are going for a scorched Earth strategy." The surviving alien vessels began moving toward Earth in attack formation. Their weapons were charging up for planetary bombardment. 50 ships could not destroy the world completely, but they could kill billions of people and contaminate the atmosphere for centuries. Suddenly, new contacts appeared on the Thunderstrike's sensors. Commander Kate looked at her screen in surprise. "Captain, multiple ships jumping into the system. Unknown configuration." Lisa tensed, thinking more alien reinforcements had arrived. But then she saw the familiar design signatures on her display. "Those are human ships. Admiral Ross is bringing the cavalry." Admiral Helen Ross appeared on a secondary screen from the bridge of the UES Retribution. Behind her, Lisa could see the rest of Earth's secret fleet. 12 more ships had been hidden in various locations throughout the solar system. "Captain Morgan, sorry we are late to the party," Admiral Ross said with a grim smile. "We had to wait for the alien fleet to commit to their final attack before revealing our full strength." The alien commanders watched in growing horror as more human vessels appeared. These ships were smaller than the Thunderstrike, but they carried similar advanced technology. Earth had been hiding an entire fleet, not just one secret vessel. "Impossible," Zarathel whispered. "Our intelligence indicated only 12 primitive vessels in their official fleet." Admiral Ross opened a channel to the alien ships. "This is Admiral Helen Ross of the Earth Defense Force. You are surrounded and outgunned. Surrender immediately, or be destroyed." Commander Veltara looked at her tactical display and saw the truth. The human ships had emerged from hidden positions all around the alien fleet. Her vessels were trapped in the middle with no escape route. Dr. Cassandra checked her own sensors desperately. "Our weapons cannot penetrate their defensive screens. The same technology that protected their flagship is on all these vessels." "General," Zarathel realized that her invasion had been a complete disaster from the beginning. Humanity had been prepared for this attack and had led her into a trap. They had known about the alien plan for months and used that knowledge to position their forces perfectly. "How did they detect our true intentions so early?" Zarathel demanded. Lisa smiled as she answered. "You made the mistake of thinking humans are like the other species you have conquered. We are naturally suspicious, and we prepare for the worst. Case scenario: the Thunderstrike has been watching you since the day you arrived." Commander Veltara tried one desperate maneuver. "All ships, emergency jump to hyperspace. We retreat now." But Major Claire Adams was ready for this. "Gravity well generators active, Captain. No ship can jump to hyperspace while caught in our gravitational fields." The alien vessels found themselves trapped in normal space, unable to escape. Their faster-than-light drives simply would not function while the human gravity weapons were active. Admiral Ross gave the final ultimatum. "You have 30 seconds to surrender unconditionally. After that, we will consider you a continuing threat to Earth and respond accordingly." Dr. Cassandra was the first to break. "My ship surrenders, powering down all weapons and shields." Commander Veltara held out longer, but when she saw her own crew refusing to follow her orders, she finally gave up. "Azurian fleet surrenders, General." Zarathel was the last to admit defeat. Her pride as a Sylvani commander made it almost impossible to accept such total failure. But she had no choice. Her invasion force was destroyed, and her remaining ships were completely outmatched. "Sylvani forces surrender," she said quietly. Admiral Ross nodded to Lisa. "Captain Morgan, you have command of the captured fleet. Escort them to Earth orbit for processing." As the defeated aliens were taken into custody, Lisa received an unexpected transmission. It was coming from outside the solar system, from the direction of the galactic core. "Unknown vessel. This is Captain Tanya Foster of the Resistance Ship Liberation. We heard about your victory over the Galactic Harmony Initiative. Our world was conquered by them 5 years ago, and we have been fighting ever since." More transmissions followed from other resistance groups. Word of humanity's victory was spreading quickly through hidden rebel networks across the galaxy. Dozens of conquered worlds were asking for help in their own fights for freedom. Admiral Ross appeared on Lisa's screen again. "Captain, it seems we have become very popular. The resistance movements are asking if we would be willing to help liberate their worlds." Lisa looked out at the stars and thought about all the species suffering under alien oppression. Earth had won its freedom, but the fight was far from over. The galaxy needed to learn that conquest and slavery were no longer acceptable. "Admiral, request permission to take the Thunderstrike on an extended mission," Lisa said. "I think it It's time to return the favor and help some other worlds gain their independence. Admiral Ross smiled. Permission granted, Captain. Show the galaxy what happens when humanity decides to spread a little freedom around. Lisa turned to her crew. All hands prepare for deep space operations. We have a galaxy to liberate. The peaceful aliens had come to Earth expecting easy conquest. Instead, they had awakened something that would change the balance of power throughout the galaxy. Humanity was no longer hiding on one small world. They were going to the stars, and they were bringing their own ideas about how civilized species should treat each other. The age of the Galactic Harmony Initiative was ending. The age of human liberation was about to begin. Set course for the Galactic Core, Lisa ordered. Let us go introduce ourselves to some more neighbors. The Thunderstrike turned toward deep space, carrying Earth's message to the galaxy. That message was simple but powerful. Freedom was not negotiable, and humanity would fight anyone who thought otherwise.